What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and there's some very weird stuff going on right now, specifically around Persona 5. So, real quick, we all know Persona 5 releases today, or technically yesterday. It's just a few minutes after midnight going on to the Wednesday here in Ireland. But yeah, depending on where you live, let's just for argument's sake say Persona 5 is coming out today. And it's a hugely anticipated and hugely hyped game. Chances are it's going to be, at least in my opinion, it's going to be Game of the Year contender going head to head with Zelda. So it's a pretty big deal. Huge amount of people have been looking forward to this, myself included, for years. It has been delayed by, well, what? I mean, 2 years at this point, maybe even three. I remember reading something in 2014 saying it was going to be out at some point then. But yeah, either way, so that's the main thing. Now, first off, I will say, as you're probably, there's obviously no Persona 5 footage in this for two valid reasons. One, which we'll get to now in a minute, and two, my copy just hasn't arrived yet, which is killing me. I ordered my Persona 5 Take Your Heart edition back in like August of last year from Amazon, and the closest Amazon warehouse is in the UK. So it's going to take me a couple of days. They estimate it'll be here on Thursday. We'll see how it goes. Either way, it's fucking killing me. Anyway, on to the main point. There's two or three main points, but let's start with one of them. So Atlus came out today on release day and published a little list of streaming and uploading guidelines. So these are designed for people who, streamers, people who stream games, people who record games and then put them up onto YouTube. Just as whatever, be it, say, raw or let's play or edited or commentary or whatever the fuck they do with them. Now, like I said, Atlus had put out a list today, just maybe 3 or 4 hours ago, about these guidelines. Now, there's some big issues with these guidelines, okay? I haven't, no, okay, bit of a disclaimer actually, okay? I haven't read these specifically myself because at first I didn't notice them. And I just read a lot of people talking about them and a lot of people talking about the details and specifics. And there's an exact reason, which we'll get into now in a second, that I did not go and check these out myself. But what I did was I cross-checked all the different references between the different posts and different posters to get a good grasp of it. Now, so anyway, okay, first off, because this is a hugely anticipated and hyped game, and obviously it's a Persona game, so it's going to be extremely long, extremely detailed, extremely narrative focused, quality gameplay heavy, and at the same time it's going to have a shitload of story, and the story in Persona games is very, very important, okay? So you can't see it, but I'm really talking with my hands at the moment. Now, okay, so because of all that, Atlus naturally want to avoid spoilers. So a couple of the actual guidelines they have put out are kind of spoiler. It's to prevent spoilers. They don't want you to include major plot points. They don't want you to stream beyond a certain date in game. Obviously, if you've played Persona games before, they work on a real world calendar in game, and that real world calendar is the same as the one we have, and there's a specific date. I won't mention what it is in this video because then you'll know, oh my god, something happens at that date. But they say don't stream beyond X date, and that's seems to be like a given. So that's one thing. They also mentioned a couple of other things. Don't include boss fights for the first couple of, we'll just call them dungeons. Don't include footage of boss fights before there. So if you are streaming or uploading or whatever, cut the stream, cut the upload, cut the video, edit the video, whatever you do, don't have the boss fights in there as well. So there's one or two other things in there as well that they reference and all. But here's the big thing, okay, well, there's a couple of big things related to it, but one of them is in this specific guide that was posted by the official Atlus channels, on the official Atlus websites and all. When they refer to these major plot points, like don't stream beyond this date, or don't stream what happens to this character or whatever, they actually include spoilers in the guidelines on day one of release. They say, now this is just completely arbitrary, right? I'm going to take a random character from a random game with a random event that doesn't happen, okay? I was playing Gears of War a few minutes ago, so I'm going to use that as an example, okay? Let's just say its launch day for Gears of War, and this kind of thing was published for that. They'd be like, oh, don't stream past chapter 3, or don't stream any of the bits after Marcus dies. They literally include spoilers of that level. And by the way, if you've played Gears of War 4, you already know that was just made up off the top of my head. But that was just a complete situation right there anyway. So you get the idea. You get my point. They actually include big story spoilers in their guidelines of streaming. Now, I know what you can argue, and a lot of people will probably give me flack for this, but there is the argument out there that a considerable number of high-level streamers don't give a shit about the game they're playing. They don't give a shit about gaming, and a lot of them just do it as a business or as an income stream because they consider themselves, entertainers or whatever, and they're just using that media or that medium to just keep going. And for all they know, they could just be reading gibberish and goes, okay, I just have to play this, react, do whatever. I'm not going to get into that. Okay, I'm not going to comment on that, but that's the perceived image, as well as there have been comments from not high level, but popular figures that have admitted to doing that. So maybe it's for those kind of people. Are they the majority? I don't know. I don't even stream games. I do upload them, but I don't stream them. But so that's not really a big deal, but it's not a big deal to me. But the whole fact that they're including spoilers and then publishing this just for everyone, because don't forget, there's a lot of people out there. I mean, chances are, for every big famous streamer or YouTuber or Twitch player or whatever, what do you call them? You can't call them Twitchers. Twitch streamers, there you go. Probably Twitchers, it's basically the same thing. So I'm sure for every one of those that's high profile, you've got 100, 500, maybe even 1,000 nobodies like myself just uploading gameplay because you like it and you want to enjoy it or whatever. So I don't think that's fair, I don't think that's fair to include all these spoilers. I think that's a lot of bollocks to just put that in there and to do it only on release day. And here's a big thing as well, okay? Apparently, because they put in spoilers and all that stuff, which is a big deal naturally, because like you said, it's a story-heavy game that people have been anticipating for years, and just because of the known quality of the Persona series, you want to experience all that stuff yourself, okay? So it makes perfect sense why people would be pissed off about the spoilers. And then you have all these Twitch streamers and Twitch personalities and YouTubers and all this shite who are really just up in arms about the whole Twitch streaming or, streaming and video upload restrictions or whatever. Because Atlus do say, well, from what I understand, Atlus have actually said, like, if you do this, we will copyright strike you. It's, you're at risk of a copyright strike if you do this. And if you're not familiar with what a copyright strike is, chances are you've probably heard people talk about content ID matches or copyright strikes. A content ID match is basically the automated system where if you upload a video and it includes something like maybe copyrighted music or copyrighted video or something along those lines, and if you put ads on that to make money and it gets a content ID match, it basically gives whoever originally owned the music or video or whatever it is, it gives them the money from the ad. Now, if you get a copyright strike, this is a whole other thing. A copyright strike is there's basically a 3-strike rule on YouTube, and a copyright strike is one of those rules, and it's a permanent strike against your account. I believe it takes something, well, I say permanent, but I believe it's like 12 months or something like that to get a copyright strike taken off you, and in that time, your features and abilities and stuff on YouTube, or probably on Twitch, I'd imagine it's the same way, if that works the same way, are restricted. So as far as I know, if you get a copyright strike on YouTube, you lose the ability to upload videos for like 2 weeks or something like that, or you lose the ability to upload videos past 10 minutes or something to that effect. I think you lose streaming capabilities while you have for like 2 weeks or something like that. So it's a pretty big deal for people who use this as let's just call it a main source of income. It's people who do this as their job. Now, a lot of those people are up in arms. Do Atlus have the ability to do this? Technically, yes. I mean, you've got all the YouTubers and streamers and stuff that will shout fair use all day and transformative work all day. But at the end of the day, that kind of shit is not really covered under it. There's like a 60-40 split. 60% in the publisher's favor. So it's the same way when you look at Nintendo. They basically have done that too. So, and people were always upset about how Nintendo handled it. So it's really strange because on one hand you've got Atlus doing all this and all the streamers and butthurt YouTubers and fucking cancer like Darkside Phil. You've got all people like them just QQing and throwing salt everywhere. Now, at the same time, okay, I don't give a shit about them. I think they can all fuck off and die. But at the same time, I do think it is a bit bullshit that Atlus can... I realize it's well within their right to do it. But at the same time, I do think it's a bit... I don't want to say sleazy or a bit underhanded or whatever the fuck it is. But it's just a bit weird and almost feels strange and out of touch. But then again, maybe it's just because it's a new game and maybe it's because of all that. I don't know. It's a really weird situation. Personally, I don't care. Okay, when my copy does arrive, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna enjoy the fucking shit out of it. And who knows, I may even record random bits of footage I won't do it as a Let's Play or anything like that. But maybe I'll record random bits of footage to just put in over videos I'm talking over just because. So that's how that one looks, and that's going to work. There's also one other big thing that you can't really blame Atlus for or anything like that, but apparently a copy leaked over the weekend. Not sure if it was a PS3 copy or a PS4 copy or whatever, but apparently it leaked over the weekend. And don't worry, there's going to be no spoilers here because I am a person who is adamantly against spoilers. Even for someone I hate, I would not spoil something on them. I'd do many other things to them, but I would not spoil a game they were looking forward to on them, okay? So apparently, whoever had either, got access to the leaked game or the early access game, or, maybe they'd taken it home from working in GameStop or some shit, but whoever did that, okay, they played through the game as quickly as they could all weekend, and they set up multiple Twitter bots. And this person or these people who have multiple Twitter bots, they put in basically every reference to Persona you could think of. So you could say like hashtag Persona, hashtag Persona 5, hashtag P5, hashtag Take Your Heart, hashtag Phantom Thieves, and just like hashtag Atlus, all that shit. And it was all set up in a way that if you basically tweeted almost anything about Persona 5, a bot would automatically reply to you with an ending spoiler that spoiled the ending of the game, including the last boss. So it had last boss spoilers and story ending spoilers. What kind of scumbag shithole does this kind of thing? That's just fucked up. I mean, like, I can't even fucking get words to think of this kind of shit. Like, what benefit would it, not even benefit, but what could possibly work in your mind to get pleasure from that? Like, I know there's really fucked up people out there, but that just makes no sense to me. And that's basically the only way I can think of it. It's just so far beyond the realm of logic and thought. And like, some people want to watch the world burn. Yeah, I get that. But, I mean, you ruined the game on someone, okay? It's not like you can get something tangible from that. It's not like you can sit there and see them crying. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you spoil a game on someone and they cry. It's not like you can see them crying and that just, it's not like it physically makes you stronger or it physically adds money to your bank account or inches to your dick or cup sizes to your tits, whatever it is. I don't get it. I don't get what kind of person would do that. And especially with a game like Persona, because even if you're just running through the story, okay, it's going to take a significant amount of time. So if this person actually enjoyed Persona, which chances are they probably don't, because someone who enjoys Persona wouldn't really do this kind of thing, if you ask me, because they'd obviously know and understand I'm getting a bit worked up here. They know and understand that, this kind of quality is to be experienced. So that's that part. So I think at the same time, this is just some random person, some random troll who knows this is a hugely hyped and hugely anticipated game and just wants to fuck with people. Probably didn't even like Persona and just burn through it as quick as possible just to spoil it on other people. So I think those kind of people are pieces of shit. And not only that, it's just because of how big and how hyped the game is, there's been so many tweets and so many messages and so many posts and all about it that I honestly feel terrible if anyone who got that spoiled on them. I really feel for you. I mean, that's just crazy. It's one of the last things I would want to happen, especially for a game like this. I would hate to have that happen, and I hate if that has happened to you. I hate that's happened to you. So I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm kind of rambling a bit more, but yeah. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of the whole weird setup about streaming rules and guidelines and video uploads and guidelines, and the fact that they included. I'm not gonna have a link to the actual thing itself, by the way, simply because there's spoilers. Like I said, there's supposed to be spoilers in it, and I don't want that on anyone. What do you? And I forgot to mute my phone apparently. Okay, let's quickly mute this right at the end of the video. There we go. Now that doesn't matter. So where were we? Ah yes. So what do you think about their strange rules and their strange streaming setup and video recording setup, and the fact that they were stupid enough to put big story spoilers in the actual rules and guidelines? What do you think about that as well? And what do you think about the kind of scumbag piece of shit that would go around setting up bots, rushing through the game early just to ruin it on hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of people? Because like I said, this was apparently designed to be set up to automatically tweet back to anyone who put in that kind of thing. A lot of people use Twitter. A lot of people are after Persona. Luckily, I got in. I think I tweeted about it like 2 or 3 days ago, so it didn't really. I didn't get a message about it or anything, so I think I'm lucky in that case. Let me know all that anyway in the comment section below. Don't worry about the audio thing because we're not gonna edit that out because I'm a professional. But you get the idea. So let me know all that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the rest of the video in my channel. While I really hope, really hope Amazon get my copy of my Take Your Heart edition to me ASAP. I'm dying to play this fucking game.